Hey there friends, today I'm going to show you how I make my chocolate peanut butter bars. They're super easy and super quick. Okay, so you're going to need a food processor to start the bottom layer of these bars. We're going to go ahead and start off with a cup and a half of some raw walnuts. Dump those in. Okay, next, I know this looks kind of gross, but I had 4 pitted dates soaking in hot water just to soften them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw those in. Go ahead and pop the lid on now. We're gonna pulse just the walnuts and the dates first. Okay, now it's gonna start to look a little sticky and crumbly. We're gonna go ahead and add 1/4 of a cup of some creamy peanut butter. This one right here is my favorite. I get it in bulk at BJ's. It's just organic creamy peanut butter. There's nothing in it but peanuts and sea salt. It's so good. Okay, now that we have our peanut butter in, we're just gonna go ahead and pulse this again for probably about a minute, not even. Okay, so this is what the bottom layer should look like. I probably should have added a few more walnuts. It's a little sticky, well, a little wetter than usual, but that's fine. See how it just sticks like that in my hand? I already have a glass baking dish. Now, I have to confess, I usually put this in an 8x8 square baking dish lined with parchment paper, but my baking dish broke. So I have this odd shape one that I have used before. I don't even know what the dimensions are, probably like 6x10. So this recipe will go in an 8x8. So we're gonna go ahead and put the batter in here and press it down. Go ahead and just throw it in, and we're gonna press it down with our hands. And if you wanna blot it with a little paper towel, that's probably what I'll do, just to get some of the excess oils from the peanut butter out. So like I said, I like to blot mine with a paper towel. Probably because my dates were really soaking wet, so that's probably why it's a little bit more moist than usual. You could use less dates as well. I used 4. You could definitely use like 2 or 3. The dates give it the sweetness, and then the oil from the peanut butter is really what we're peeling away here. Okay, so now we have the bottom layer of our peanut butter chocolate bars. We're gonna go ahead and start the top part and then pop these in the freezer. Okay, we're only gonna do 3 ingredients for the chocolate ganache topping. We're using some organic cocoa powder, some organic maple syrup, and then I'm going to do a pinch of pink sea salt. So in a small bowl, I have 1/4 of a cup of the cocoa powder and 1/4 a cup of maple syrup, and as you can see, I put a little pinch on top of the sea salt. I'm just going to whisk this up. Okay, so I whisk this up. It's a little thick. Unless you want it really thick, you can do it thick. I'm gonna add a little splash of water to this, just to thin it out a little bit so I can pour it right on the top. Okay, so I added a splash of water. Look how much better that is. See, it just loosened it up a little, that's all. Now we're gonna pour this right over the top of the bottom batter. Okay, so you're just gonna spread it out, just like that. And it's a thick ganache, so it's gonna stay like creamy and thick. And we're going to put this in the freezer for a few hours. That way it'll be easy to cut. You could also do this in a muffin pan. You could just press pieces of the bottom mixture. This is really thick, actually. See, an 8x8 would be better. But I'm just trying to give you guys an idea for the recipe. All right, I'm going to spread this out even more. Okay, so now we have both layers. I got chocolate all over my hand. All right, it's going to look like this. You get that smooth chocolate ganache topping, and you can't really see because I have the parchment paper, the cookie bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the freezer. These stay good for a long time in the freezer, but I guarantee they'll be gone because they're so yummy. I'll let this freeze most of the day, and then later what I'll do is I'll just grab the parchment paper, pick it up easily like a block, cut them up into little squares, and yeah, they're gonna be ready to go. Okay, so I just took these out of the freezer and I cut them up and I just put them on this board so I can show you. That's how many you get. A little over a dozen little squares. They're still shiny. They're a little sticky on top, but that's the consistency of them. They'll stay good in the freezer for a while. I just keep them in there and I take them out as I want to eat them. Go ahead and give them a try.